start, why don't you take us away, yeah?
Okay. So good morning. Welcome everyone to the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series Season 11 Media Gathering and Workshop. I'm so excited to be here, and I know the athletes are as well. So thank you all for coming and taking the time today. So the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series is a globally celebrated event that brings the best divers in the world together for one of the most extreme and awe-inspiring competitions. The Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series makes its debut in the Philippines this April 12th, and it kicks off the 11th season. This is the only Asian stop in 2019. 24 of the world's top professional male and female divers are gearing up to dive these beautiful waters of Nido, Palawan.
So before we get started, on behalf of everyone from the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series, we would like to acknowledge and thank a few people that allowed us to be here today. Mr. William Ramirez, Chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission, Mr. Mark Velasco, Head of the Philippine Sports Institute, and Ms. Lalani Velasco, President of Philippine Swimming Corporation. So thank you guys again for allowing us to be here. We appreciate the opportunity and the flexibility of having our teams train and hang out and being a part, yeah? So thank you so much for your support. And now, without any further delay, Ellie, I need your help, okay? You need to do some of this job. So we have our special guest for today. Ellie, let's go ahead and introduce them.
So I want to first introduce Orlando Duque. He is the 9-time world champion. He is the face of our sport, and we are so excited to have him. Please give him a round of applause. Next, we're going to bring up our 3-time Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series Women's Champion and our current female world champion, Brianna Eflin.
Let me take this one because I've been hanging out with her a lot. Lastly, one of the wild cards this season, the first competitor of Filipino descent to compete in the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series. Let's give it up for Xanthia Panisi. Kumusta ka? By the way, do you speak Tagalog? Okay, say one word.
Mabuti.
Mabuti, okay, that's pretty good, by the way. And then we have one special guest as well.
I'd like you guys to meet Miss Maria Demonchi, the chairman of the Philippines National Diving Team.
Maria Demonchi, thank you so much. Come on over. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take over for Eleanor here. So I have a few write-up questions. These are very generic, but between us and the media, I really want the media to ask your own questions. So I'll warm things up, and then you guys feel free to step in and let me know what you want to know from the athletes. So question number 1 from Orlando. This is your second time back in the Philippines. Tell us more about your favorite memories from your first trip. And that's a really good story, so please elaborate. How you got into cliff diving, and what are you looking forward to for your second time back?
Okay, well, I got into cliff diving from this type of diving, regular Olympic diving, back in the day, you know, and then eventually watching some of the guys on TV in the competitions, I kind of wanted to do the same thing, and ended up getting an invitation, doing pretty good, and sticking with the sport now. It's been a little bit over 20 years, so
that's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I got into cliff diving. My first time in the Philippines was, I'm gonna say, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It was a last minute call that they were doing a really nice event.
Let's try this. You had a 20-hour notice to come to the country, is that correct?
Yeah, but it worked out really good, you know. I mean, it doesn't happen very often that you get invited, you know, in a very short notice to go to El Nido in the Philippines and just get to dive in the beautiful cliffs there. What we encounter is just, a perfect spot for cliff diving. We managed to find a couple cliffs, did a couple dives, and when I left, I kept thinking, I hope we get to come back one day and have a full competition, because the place is just stunning. So really happy to be back here, you know, to to get to share that beautiful place with all the other divers and with all of you guys that are going to be following. For this year's season, I'm hoping I can have for sure a better season. Last year I was injured halfway through the season, 2018. So, still recovering, trying to get back into rhythm. This is going to be my last season of competition. So,
Wow.
so I'm pretty happy. I'm enjoying everything. If I'm gonna, have fun all the way, and I'm just really happy to be back in the Philippines. So I look forward to a really fun event.
No, thank you so much. Let's give a hand for Orlando. Thank you so much for your question. So, Reedy, you are next. First off, congratulations on winning last year's series. Actually, the last 3 seasons, is that correct?
Yeah.
That sounds a little too easy. Maybe the first question is, what's your secret?
I can assure you it wasn't easy. What's my secret is just the fact that I'm so in love with the sports and everything that comes with it. I think it's really helped my performance in the last 3 years that I've been so passionate about the sport, and I've just tried to enjoy every minute of it.
Very cool. Now, you and I were at dinner last night, and you told me this is not your first time to El Nido.
It is not my first time to El Nido. It's my first time diving here. But a few years, I think it was 2 years ago, I was in Palawan in El Nido on holidays, and I remember taking a boat cruise through the Lagoons and just saying, "Wow, this is just so picturesque, and it's the perfect place to high dive and to cliff dive." So when I saw that Philippines was on the schedule and the calendar for this year, I went, yoo-hoo!
I think we all agree the same way. Guys, thank you again, Reed. Let's give it up hand for her.
Cheers.
And then Xanthia, who has not enjoyed my presence the past day because I keep giving her a hard time. We are so excited to have you, especially. Maybe a fun note for the media, we actually found out 4 days ago that she would be the first Filipino ever to be part of the World Series. So just to give a compliment to her, when we found out, we sent her a message immediately, and she was willing to rebook her flights at the very last second to be here today. So let's give a hand for Xanthia for just cutting through at the very last second. So how does it feel to be the first ever Filipino diver to compete? What is the feeling to you exactly?
Well, so last year was my first few competitions that I ever did with cliff diving, and I got to represent Australia. And now that the competition's here in the Philippines, it's pretty crazy that my whole family are going to be here watching me, and that I'll be able to represent both Australia and the Philippines. And yeah, I'm just really excited that I'm the first Filipina, but I'm really hoping that all these amazing divers will be inspired, and one day we'll be able to be cliff divers as well.
So your mother is from Tarlac, is that correct?
Yes, so we used to go a lot to Tarlac Salmon Well when we were younger, but I haven't been since 2012. So after the competition, I'm going to go visit my family. Yeah.
For about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, yes?
Yeah, just a few weeks, but I can't wait to see them all.
Now, do you feel any extra excitement or pressure knowing this is the first stop of 2019?
I'm very excited. Like, I feel like it's just meant to be for me that it's here in the Philippines, because I've needed to come back, but there's no pressure. It's more just from my mum, because she'll be here watching me, but she's supporting me like 100%.
Awesome. Let's give a hand for Xanthia. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Ms. Marie De Castro, you and I have had many conversations. I think we talked about this project about 11 months ago, and Marie looked at me like, "Are you sure this is possible?"
I knew.
Just took some extra luck and a lot of pushing, correct? So for you, thank you again for allowing us to train with your divers the past week. Is there anything that you and your team are looking forward to learning from these 3 today?
Well, like I mentioned before, we've had our own cliff diving competitions. We had it for about 5 or 6 years, and we've always sort of embraced the whole cliff diving community. We learned a lot from each other, and one of course, the best competitions is Red Bull, and we're just so excited to have you guys here and actually interact with our athletes, our team. So thank you for the opportunity, and the team wishes you the best of luck.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Marie. So this is the time. I'm looking at all of you, okay? Big deep breath. Does any of the media have a question or questions they would like to ask my panel here today? Thank you so much. What is your name over here? Meg Ciazine of PTV. It's so nice to meet you.
Yes, hello. Apparently, or evidently, that cliff diving is a sport that is not that popular here in the Philippines. How will you introduce or promote cliff diving here?
I mean, cliff diving is to be honest, is a very popular sport. Of course, we do it at a very elite, very high level, very high platforms, very difficult dives, but in general, it's a very common sport. If you travel around many of the beautiful islands around here in the Philippines, for sure you're going to find people cliff jumping, so it's more popular than what you may think. Of course, this group of guys is just a different level, but the sport in general, it's very popular. How can we promote it? I mean, our sport, our competition is going to be viewed all around the world. You have the best 24 divers, cliff divers in the world coming here to compete. So that alone is going to show the location in a very good way. Just with a beautiful spot like El Nido, and with the group of divers competing there, I think it's going to be a good push for the sport, and I hope more people take into it at a higher level.
In terms of training, I mean, like, since you are here in the Philippines, are you planning to have grassroots program here in the Philippines in order for the sport to be open to the Filipino community?
We do have grassroots program, but it's more for the FINA standard competitions. Like what you see here in the facility is a 10-meter platform, and that is what is being practiced like in the FINA events or the Olympic events. With that said, we do, like I mentioned before, we have been holding cliff diving competitions for 5 or 6 years. However, because of the height difference, we do consider like a lot of training before we actually promote it. As you know, like we have a very young team, but we have some former divers who have competed and are really considering. Actually, we are communicating with the FINA or the high diving FINA organization to hopefully have someone by this year or next year. So please look forward to that, and we'll be announcing it, of course, for a National Sport Association or through the Philippine Sports Commission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great questions, Ms. Ciazine. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? Hey, one up here. Thank you, sir.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello. Ivan Sandrehano from Dagat Philippines and PME. Anyone can answer this. Why should we travel to El Nido and watch the cliff diving event there on April 12th?
Simply because it's a perfect location to showcase our sport. There's going to be a lot of excitement, and as we've been talking about, the best 24 cliff divers in the world are going to be there showing off their skills and just taking in the atmosphere and really enjoying the hospitality from the people of Palawan.
To quickly step in on addition to that note, because of the restrictions from the DENR, they have limited the capacity inside both the big and small lagoon. So only key event personnel and the athletes will be allowed to enter. This is both for the safety of the athletes and to respect the direction from the DENR in terms of the landscape and area. So if you want to come, let me know. Any other questions? I think over, yes sir.
Hi, I'm Carl from AO Manila. This is for anybody. Seeing that El Nido is a new setting for you guys, what's the game plan for you?
I mean, we're kind of used to having to adapt to all the different conditions. That's probably one of the key elements of the sport. Yeah, we go and repeat locations season after season, but we're only there for a few days, so you have to adapt to everything really quick. The first day, everybody just walks in and starts looking around. You know, you try to get used to what you're going to be seeing when you're in the air, what you're going to be spotting. You need to find reference points. So it's just the same, let's say, the same procedure that you have to do at any other location, whether it's new or it's a repeat. We don't do it very often. You know, we don't get even that much training time. It's very, it's actually a small window of training. So you have to make it work, and I think that's what makes the sport and the competition that exciting.
Yeah, I think personally, speaking personally for myself, each new location that we do turn up to, it's always fresh and it always feels brand new. As Orlando was saying, the first thing that we will do is just go there and you know, get used to the surroundings and familiarize ourselves with the place. I think for myself, I usually don't set much of a game plan until I suss out how I'm actually feeling in that location and in that spot. So yeah, but it's one of the best parts of the sport is the fact that it always feels fresh, it always feels brand new, and that makes it all the more rewarding and exciting.
So for me, it will be my first time competing off a cliff face. So my game plan will just be play it safe and enjoy the location, because I've never been to El Nido. I'll just be taking in the atmosphere and yeah.
I'd like to ask a follow-up question for Miss Marie. Of course, this year the big thing is our SEA Games. Nakaka-prepare po ba? I mean, do these events help po to prepare athletes for like bigger platforms? Yeah.
Well, we're training somewhat separately because one of the main differences, aside from the height, like for say 10 meters, women compete from a 20-meter platform, and for men 27. That's such a big adjustment. And then another adjustment or difference would be diving feet first. Like when you dive from a higher platform, you have to train yourself to execute your dive slower compared to the 10-meter, so that your landing is vertical. So a lot of adjustment and a lot of training goes into that. So it's a totally different training. Having said that, we are concentrating on the Southeast Asian Games for the country. We have been training since last year, and we are going to send the team to China hopefully soon, hopefully this month, for foreign training in preparation for the Southeast Asian Games. Thank you for that question. Thank you.
Yes, right over here.
All right. Well, you guys are getting roasted. You're getting your tan right now. So, anyways, my question will be, for everyone, what's gonna be like the key skill, or for an individual to be good at it? What are the key skills needed for an individual to be good at it? Thank you.
Who would like to take this one? Oh, Orlando.
This is step one. You know, this is where we all started like this, kids over here. You know, you have to learn to control your body. That's number one. You have to be aware where you are in the air. You know, that's really important. In diving, you learn all the let's say the technical aspects, all the strength, all the flexibility. Everything is learned over here. But then you have to transfer all of that to the cliff, and you have to be really aware of what you're doing. You know, you have to make a really good connection between your body and your mind, because you don't have too much space for mistakes. So you have to work a lot here, so you make sure that when you go on a cliff, everything will work. You know, so just make sure that everything clicks together.
Yeah, I think as Orlando spoke about, learning the fundamentals of diving from a young age is something that's very important. But to add to what Orlando said, I think it is a big mental game and a big mental challenge, and you really need to learn to just deal with those fears and all of the extra emotions and adrenaline and fear that you would have on top of diving 10 meter. So you really have to learn to control yourself mentally and still be focused on what you have to do physically as well. So, but I think for myself, it's a lot of muscle memory. So I can trust that when I do step onto the platform that's double the height of 10 meter, that I've done the training, I've done the repetitions, I've put in the work, I can trust myself that my body's going to know what to do.
They pretty much said it all, but I think like with this Filipino team, it's so good that they have that grassroots where they're working towards just their regular diving competitions. They don't need to rush because they're all so young. I'm still in the learning stage, so I was a previous diver, and so I have those skills. Now I'm just learning the skills to take it up to 20 meters and learn that Barani entry.
Thanks so much, guys, for the questions, and thank you for the consideration. It is a little toasty, so maybe 2 more questions, and then we can break off. Right over here.
Hi, Miss Mars from Astagad Beach. What kind of injury can you get, from this very dangerous sport? Of course, number one, you shouldn't be afraid of heights.
Oh my gosh.
But for Orlando, it's just nursing an injury. What kind of, physical?
Just boo-boos, right? Nothing too serious. You name it, we have it. Ree, can you expound on that? But please, be careful.
Look, in any sport, injuries are inevitable, and you have to have those negatives to really enjoy the positives. But with our sport, the men diving from 27 meters and the women diving from 20 meters, we hit the water at very, very high speeds and slow down very quick. I think 20 meters, maybe 70 to 80 kilometers an hour, we're hitting the water. So the impact is very, very strong on the body. But I think when it comes to injuries, you really need to focus on and pinpoint the places where you have the problems the most. And as athletes, I know, speaking personally, sometimes I try and avoid the areas that need more work because I don't enjoy it. So I think, it's very important just to be conscious that injuries do happen. But as all injuries are common. Backs, ankles, knees, adductors is a big problem that we deal with because the water will just rip your legs in a different direction. Sometimes you do a perfect landing and you get out of the water and you go, oh wow, what happened? So you just never know with our sport.
Maria, I feel like you can relate to this. I'm kind of concerned, but please tell us.
First and foremost, Red Bull is a very organized, very organized organization. For people who do this type of sport, we do make sure that we are well prepared. During training, before training, everything is set in place. Like, we have a medical team. Not that we're foreseeing something bad, but we just want, it's like they mentioned, it is a mental game. It is, you have to really prepare yourself. So that is one of the things that we can contribute to make sure that the well-being of our athletes is taken care of. And then like we mentioned before, any sport has its own, can contribute any kind of injuries. So yeah, we're kind of used to it, and yes, we are prepared, very prepared.
We are very prepared as well for Big Lagoon, just so that you guys know. But we are definitely hoping the best. All right, guys, maybe just one more question. Ooh, this is tough. I see 2 hands. Let's go for this one, and then you real quickly, and then I think we're good for today. So, 1, 2, yeah?
Hi, I'm Bee from Rappler. For the athletes, what has been your key to success to reach this stage?
Keys to success. Here we go.
Well, training for sure. There is no secrets here. Like EJ was asking Rhiannon, what's her secret? There is no secret here. You prepare yourself very well. You make sure you have the best training possible. Learning the right technique from the beginning is one of the most important things. And then beyond that, you just have to want it. You have to have that hunger for success. In my case, I've had a pretty successful career, but I don't feel like I've ever sat down to just celebrate and enjoy too much. Yeah, I win and I have a good time, but then the next morning I'm thinking about the next event. So you got to maintain yourself hungry for success and keep on the training. There is always younger guys behind you You know, so you got to make sure you stay on your toes and you make sure you're keeping up with the training, with the preparation. This is a sport that you can enjoy for a long time, as I've shown. but yeah, you know, it's a few things that if you do it in the right order, then you can have not only great success but for a long time.
Speaking personally, again, sorry, all about talking about myself. Yeah, look, coming from a diving background for the last 20 years, I put in a lot of hard work. It's about dedication, it's about focus, it's about enjoying what you do, and it's about really being in the moment. So I think when I talk about success for myself is, you know, just sitting back now when I go to a competition and letting all of those all those years of hard work really do the talking. You focus on your training, and then for myself, when I get up there, I just want to enjoy it, and that's just a bigger success for me.
So for myself, my success is being able to do cliff diving. I never thought that I would be able to be in this position where I get to come to places like the Philippines and compete. And I was just surrounded by the right people. I was introduced to Rhiannon, and she's been a big help to get me into this sport. And yeah, it's just, I'm so grateful to be able to be diving and to be able to like travel to do the sport that I love.
Okay, guys, so we have that last question. I think it was for right over here, and then from there we will break off to the next stage.
Hi, I'm Milky from MilkyRides.com. Just to follow up from one of the questions earlier, if there is one thing that we need to remember when we're cliff diving or diving in general, especially for those who are new to it or who are trying it for the first time, what would that one thing be?
Let's try quick questions for everyone. Our last three, Orlando.
The fun part of the dive is just the dive itself. It's not the height, it's not how difficult it is. You have to be comfortable with the height you're jumping from. I enjoy every single dive that I do, regardless of the height. Most people think it's more exciting the higher you go or the more difficult you do. Now, enjoy the dive itself. You know, you don't have to go crazy. That's when accidents happen. So just enjoy it. That's the fun part of it.
Yeah, as Elena said, enjoy it for sure. But I also think it's very important to check your surroundings. If you're with a group of friends or a group of people and you say, hey, let's go and do some cliff jumping, the first thing that you should do and that you should remember is to check that everything's safe, the water's deep enough, and that everything's going to be safe enough to enjoy it.
I have the same mindset as Orlando, just enjoying the dive, but I think it's most important to listen to your body. You know that you've done all the preparation for these dives and you're ready. It's just about standing there and enjoying being there.
All right, guys, let's give a hand. Again, thank you again for the questions and answers. Thank you for sitting under the heat. Oh my gosh, it is a little cooking. So we are going to transition to the next stage of